faith, book. Can you believe Saturday? Every Saturday morning. So, political that going on this post has been finding every foot on this radio station. My girl, Dr. Rock.
Hey, good morning, everyone. I just want to say this morning, woke up this morning. That's a blessing. I always give honor to God first before I do anything, before I even talk. I give honor to God because He woke me up this morning. And what I want to say is Philly Hot Radio's in the house.
Yes.
Whistle while you work.
Yes.
And we're going to have great topics. So I want you to listen, sit back,
And the phone
and
ringing
listen.
off. Wow.
And the phone is going off.
Already, they keep popping in.
Philly Hot Radio.
Hi, this is Alexis. Showtime told me to call in our own mindset to wellness.
Hey, how you doing? What's
Hi,
going on?
good morning. How's
Good
everybody?
morning. We just got started on the radio, and I want to thank you for calling. But
Yes.
you can go in and talk about your mindset of awareness and talk about your situation. We are live around the world on YouTube channel, so you don't have to be afraid to talk about the truth and real issue. So thank you for calling in. So go ahead and talk about it, about your situation, what you want to talk about.
Okay, well, I first want to say I'm the owner and the CEO of Mindset to Wellness, and what that is basically getting your mind right so your wellness can be right. Your health is your wealth. So a few years ago, I was overweight, very unhealthy, mindset was unhealthy, and just living poorly. So I decided to do something about it, and it's been about 9 years now. I've lost the weight, and my mind has been right, and I've been healthy ever since. And my energy is positive, and I try to spread that energy to people and share my light.
Wow.
So let me ask you a question. Did Dr. Rock want to ask you a question too? What started your journey 9 years for you to lose weight, and you saw that mentally by being overweight and watching other people in society, what was the turning point for you to get a program that can benefit you health-wise?
Well, to be honest, the turning point for me was my daughter. I was walking somewhere with her, and I think it was like maybe a couple of blocks from the house, and I had to keep stopping and sitting on people's porches to rest because I couldn't make it. I was out of breath, and I wasn't even walking that far. And I look up, and my daughter's crying, and she's like, "Mom, you can't keep going on like this." And that's what made me want to do better. I have daughters, and I have a son, and I have a grandchild. I want to be here as long as I can be here. I'm not going to contribute to leaving this earth faster than I should. So I'm trying to stay as long as I can. So to do that, I got to be healthy. I got to live right. I got to do right. I got to be right. When you know better, you do better.
Right. Right. No, I really, compliment you on what you're doing. Keeping up your health.
Thank you.
Because it is important. I always tell people it's not about the outside; it's about the inside. A lot of people are dying from high blood pressure or diabetes. Different things that they have. And if they get out there and exercise or eat better, it would be better for them. I try to explain that, for years. I have been exercising since I was in my 20s, beginning 20s. I started at something called Lucille Roberts. And then
Oh, yes.
Lucille Roberts, that's how long ago I was exercising. Lucille Roberts to Living Well Ladies, and then it came what's the other one? LA Fitness is another one that closed up. LA Fitness closed up, but not closed up. But another one closed up. Then was LA Fitness. So I've been exercising since I'm in my 20s. Now I'm in my 50s. So I feel like, I'm still going and like the Energizer Bunny. Just keep going, because that's the best way to do. If you start off early in this early age and end up in an older age, you can keep it up. And that's what I like about what you're doing too.
Yeah. Now, unfortunately, I'm going to be honest, I didn't start at an early age because I thought back then, when I was younger, I was invincible. Nothing was going to happen. I was going to always be okay. Mm-hmm. And then, I had children, and the weight came on, living poorly, eating poorly, right. And just thinking, I'll be okay, not knowing that my health was deteriorating the whole time.
Well, see, people don't realize the younger you are, the more you lose. The faster you use your metabolism, because you're younger you are. I guess when you get older, it's a little slower for you to lose, so that's why I started when I was in my 20s, like I said, and I kept it going up to the 50s. And it's a blessing that I'm able to, that God gave me all my limbs to do whatever I need to do to keep up my wellness.
Can I ask you a question? This is Showtime, the Hype Man on Philly Hot Radio. How much, I know that women do not like telling, but for us to help somebody, and those who are watching us, and because we are broadcast live on YouTube around the world and also on Facebook Live, we have females and males that are struggling with their weight, with their disease that maybe because of the weight has allowed them to not be confident as a person. How much weight that you said that you could not walk your daughter, and your daughter was a turnaround because you saw something, but also any man and woman that cannot walk a whole block or walk 2 blocks, that's a red flag of health issues. What do you want to tell the audience? Why are you here live on Philly Hot Radio? But I've been watching you exercising. I've been watching you showing your pictures and your photos. You are happy who you are right now because the photos do not lie, my friend. We want you to continue to do what you do. And you have made a bold statement. But I want to ask you a question. If the day was election day was the day, who would you vote for the president of the United States?
Who would I vote for? Well, I'll definitely tell you I wouldn't vote for Trump.
Okay, good. Well, you answered my question then.
Yes. I mean, I'm going to be very honest with you. I'm not feeling either one of them, but if I was to lean harder toward one of them, it would be Biden.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
Right.
Good. Okay, well, we wanted to ask you that question. So, what else do you do? I heard that you have an artist. Do you like to talk, and then we're going to let you go? You have an artist. So talk about your artist that you have and what you're doing. What made you want to manage or consult an artist in this day of time?
Well, I've been knowing him for a while now, over 10 years. He's absolutely amazing. His energy is amazing. And that's what brought us together, the energy. We connected. So I know that he sings and he's very gifted. Off the top of his head, I can put on any kind of music and he'll just start singing. Yeah. He's a beautiful spirit. Mm-hmm. So that's what drew me to him, and I believe that's what drew him to me. He has this song, Writing on the Walls, and the song is everything. I mean, it'll touch you the minute you hear it. It's called Writings on the Wall. He's multi-talented. He acts, he's written plays, he's very talented, and he's a young brother. He's from Philadelphia, and he's doing his thing. And I told him to reach out to you because I know you would appreciate speaking to him.
Well, basically, my experience, and then we're going to let you go because we have other people going to call up, but you tell him that the doors is open for him to talk about his journey. Anything that me and Dr. Rock can help young artists. We're all about the new generation, me and Dr. Rock. So I want to thank you for calling up.
Yes.
I want to thank you for being inspiration to those who are afraid to take the challenge. And I'm going to let Dr. Rock say her last with you.
Nah, just, keep up the wellness. And also, like you said, you keep, as far as eating and everything, you eat the right things. So, like I said, I applaud you for that because, to have good health is the best thing to do. Because if you don't have good health, you don't have anything. And do you realize that?
Health is your wealth.
Yes.
Health is your wealth.
Yes. And congratulations on any music that you're doing, anything that you're doing, congratulations to.
Thank you so much.
You're
Okay,
so welcome.
thank you for calling.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, so
Yeah.
that was a caller, and Miss Alex,
Yes.
she's a woman that was struggling with weight loss. And Dr. Rock, for those who know, Dr. Rock is one of the most faithful workout, exercising person that I knew as a female.
Yes.
And you see those who watch me that I exercise too. And at my age, I'm 59 years old, I'm bench pressing 335 pounds. Not to brag and not to boast.
Scared of you.
Not to brag, but not to boast.
Scared of you.
But I'm
Scared of
lifting
you.
335 pounds on an incline and flat bench. So that tells you that my spirit and my health is connected. So we want to thank everybody that's watching us live on Philly Hot Radio, Whistle While You Work. So we want to thank the caller.
Yes.
So what else on our agenda, Dr. Rock?
Okay, we're going to talk about the things that's going on in the news, and I hope everyone call up to talk about it.
What's the phone number, Dr.
The
Rock?
phone number is 484-477-6348. Again, 484-477-6348. 484-477-6348.
Go ahead. We are.
Call up. I want to talk about Jacob Blake.
Go ahead.
From what this is the guy that got shot in the back 7 times.
7.
7 times. Now you tell me. They said that because he had a knife. Now really, even if he had a knife, my thing is, why would y'all shoot him in the back 7 times? Do you understand that? I mean, like, callers, call up if you want to talk about it. This is an interesting topic. It's a sad situation that people are losing their loved ones over nonsense. If it's not over each other, killing each other, or over cops killing them. So my thing is, callers, just call up and we'll talk about what you think about Jacob Blake. That's the guy from Wisconsin who got shot 7 times in the back. So if you can call us, call on up. He's paralyzed. They say he's paralyzed. And then they put handcuffs on him when he went to the hospital.
Wow.
So my thing is, it's just a sad situation. That this is what we living in, this kind of world we living in. But I do feel for the family and everyone, who's being affected by this. So call on up and give us what you think about it.
Wow. Dr. Rock, I think that's a great topic that you brought up. For those who know, my name is Showtime the Hype Man on Philly Hot Radio, Whistle While You Work. Dr. Rock had brought up a great topic. And for those who have been watching me on Facebook Live, and have watched me talk about what is going to call the hidden agenda in this country called USA. We have seen some of the violence police officers in this great nation. They've been doing this for a long time. For those who have watched the march of the 50-year celebration of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.,
Yes.
Dr. King spoke on what was going on down south, where no media, no press, no camera, and what happened was that soon that one camera TV station took a chance to show the world what America was doing to black people in this country. We have seen a black man get nailed it for 12 minutes or 7 minutes, 9 minutes, and die. We have seen live foot coverage where the man was walking to his car, had his 3 children, had his daughter.
In the car.
We saw that the police officer raised his shirt up. aimed the gun. But God has allowed this man to live, and also we have other stories that have not been solved. You'd be amazed at how many blacks in this great nation that we love, but they do not love us the way we love our country. It's a sad day because too much blood is on a lot of people's hands in this country. It bothers me, and it bothers Dr. Rock. Her son, she can get a phone call one day, or I can get a phone call about my son. Y'all don't know the impact, what it would do to her, what it would do to me, and it would do to you. We are a black radio station. We love everybody. I want to make that clear. Whites, Latinos, Asian. It's important that you understand that. But we are a black radio station going to talk about the real issue, dealing with our culture and dealing with issue. A lot of people are afraid to talk about the police unions across this great nation. The police officer rules and policies seem like everything they do, they seem to win the cases. What do you want to say, Dr. Rock?
No, what I want to say is, about the guy that we were talking about, the guy Jacob. Like I said, to me that was unnecessary. Everything that happened to him, and a lot of times that we went on with a lot of black people. Guys getting shot and killed, and then what happened with George. How they stepped on his neck. To me that was crazy too. Now but what I want to say is we have a lot of good cops. We have a lot of bad cops. We cannot always say cops are bad, because all cops are not bad. Because I got, hold on just a moment. Philly Hot Radio. Philly Hot Radio.
Hello?
Hello? Philly Hot Radio?
Yeah, I'm calling in.
Yes.
This is Pamela Smith.
Hey, Pamela Smith, Keep Entertainment Live. What's going on?
Hey, I must be ahead of my time on this program. I just wanted to make mention of something y'all were talking about yesterday.
What are you talking about?
The rally.
Yeah, about the rally in Washington.
Yes.
Yeah, about the rally in Washington. You know what? I watched it, and I know I'm an activist, and I have marched many days to these rallies. And my question is, when they're coming about Martin Luther King's 57th anniversary, it was like, to me, type of prestige type thing. When we got all this stuff that's really going on in the communities, where we need to stop and do everything by community. Right. We need to reach out to these community leaders that are running. We got all these people to vote for that we just going to meet 2 days before the election. We need to know who's doing what in the community. You got block captains. We got safety issues. I just joined a program on a neighborhood watch. Now, we used to have watch parties. We are afraid of our own people. We're afraid of our people in the neighborhood. And these cops are not helping us because they're either afraid they're going to kill you or they ain't going to do nothing. Because, I called 911 the other day and they told me to go downtown and take out a restraining order. It's just like the root of the problem is basically we need to take control of our neighborhood, where we live, who's representing us. Get on their behind. We used to go and march. We used to go to Washington. We go to the senator's office, a group of us, and we got things done. But we need to go to the root, and the root is who's representing you in your area, in your neighborhood. They looking for money and donations. If you give them a dime, you make them work. Right. You donate here, you're going to vote. Oh, he said, no. What are they doing in the neighborhood? What are the men? We don't have enough men. I joined Hands Across Philadelphia, and I haven't heard anything from them. Okay? When these people get killed, these programs should be out there on the line making noise at the time this stuff happened. Okay? Whatever happened to that guy, them people came out in Wisconsin, they started working. They started marching.
It's the smaller community. It's not that big Washington thing was great. But that's not what we need. We don't need. We can do that every year.
Yes.
As you know, okay, of course, we're going to honor Dr. Martin Luther King. But we got communities, small communities of drugs and gangs and guns. That's where we need to be working at.
But that's
right in our own community.
But that's why I believe in change. That's why I believe in we all need change. To get out there when it's time. Because a lot of the people have been in office for so many years, and we need yes. So there's so many years, and we need people that's going to get out there and focus on the community, focus on these kids killing one another, focus on things that's important, education for our kids.
Our young people,
and our young people are our future. They're definitely our future, so we need them to get out there and help them, do some workshops, about
it. And that's what I believe that Hype Man working on those kind of things, even with the Philadelphia Music Matter Live. Those are things that where the young people can come in and use their talent and their gifts, things like that. But I had a cousin that was killed maybe 4 or 5 years ago. He was killed by the cops.
Wow.
He was butt naked. Okay? In Lancaster. He had got on some drugs and he was running out. He was butt naked. Where was he supposed to find a gun? In his butt? You know what I mean?
Right. Wow. And then they killed them. That's
they killed them because they couldn't control them. They're not educated on mental health. They're not educated on a lot of things. Everything is fear now, and I can't blame them. Because they were shooting us, and we said, "Hey, we tired of getting killed." They start shooting back.
Well, hey, Pat Renee, this is Showtime the Hype Man on Philly Hot Radio. Whistle wide you work. I want to say something, piggyback on some of the things that you and Dr. Rock said.
Yeah.
I'm going to say something that most people are afraid to say, especially as black leadership in the city of Philadelphia and across this great nation. I have watched black men in the city of Philadelphia and other cities. They will sit there and get mad of a woman or a man that's trying to make a change, and what they realize, they piggyback, they feel that a man got to do 30 years in prison or 20 years in prison, come home. Because they did sitting times, they give them a platform to help. But the young folks in the city of Philadelphia and other cities, we have not invested money. We have not put something together to grab them at the age of 11 and between 16 years old. That child mindset has not been developed. We have watched Poison. We have watched non-genuine leadership that get elected. They don't have a clue how to stop murdering, and the young people are not listening to the old way of politics across this great nation. I have watched some of the old senators in the way that the Democrat Party, the Republican Party has not invested. We are watching old leaders still trying to control and dictate the new generation in this new country.
Right.
Me and Dr. Rock love dealing with the new generation and the new ideas. They will not give Showtime the Hype Man or Dr. Rock or Pam Renee Smith keeping entertainment alive and everybody else that has been watching us. They will not give me a platform in the city of Philadelphia where I was born and raised, less I'm a criminal or less I was a drug dealer or less I did time in penitentiary. So they feel that I don't have any experience of reaching out. I do have some experience. I got a God-willed gift.
That's why we build our own brand.
Yes.
And we take our own initiative. That's how Pamela Renee Keep Alive Entertainment came about. And it wasn't about who cared what. It
Right.
was like what I was called to do. When you're called to do something,
Yes.
and you got a calling on your life,
That's
you gotta
right.
prep
You done
for all
said, say
them
it
things.
again. You got a calling on your life, and nobody can take whatever you God-given gift
God
that you
gives
have.
you gotta fight through the
That's
devil.
right.
That's your platform.
That's right.
And your platform.
That's
and
right.
you build off your platform
Yep.
because as you go along, the people that are going to support you are going to fall right in.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You might want to point somebody and say, "Oh, I think he's great." They're not great. You are great. We are great.
Yes.
We have to consider ourselves as the people that are great. You know, I don't need the prestige. All I need is the power to
That's
do
right.
what I got to do.
That's right.
And then what I'm called to do.
Mhm.
This is a passion. And you know, I know you, hype man, you like working with everybody, people. You
Yeah,
have your
yeah,
way.
we know yes, that's why they call him the hype man, right? Very hype.
You funny, Dr. Rock, always get
That's right, and because
Yes.
it's only one of you.
Yes.
And it makes no more. It's only one of you, and
Wow,
and
thank
when you take your mind off them people, put it on what God has. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
But
It's
that's
gonna-
exactly what I think. I think the same way you do. Take your mind off the people because the people cannot
Take your
give
mind off the
anything.
people.
Only
I
God
think-
can do it. So you got to do exactly what you're saying.
Yes, I've been slandered since I've been doing this COVID-19 thing, and then everything is going crazy. My life has been, it's like the devil trying to depress me, but God said, you can't quit. And I'm like, well, let up, Lord. He
Right,
said,
don't quit. You're doing a good job. You're doing a great job. And like you said, God has a call.
But I want to read something. Quick.
Yeah, he has a call. God definitely have a calling for you. So you just keep doing the great things that you're doing, and
thank
keep
you.
it up.
Yes, sir. And thanks for your support.
Yes.
Can't do nothing alone, you know.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Definitely, you're welcome.
And before I close, I want to piggyback what Dr. Rock said. And because Dr. Rock is truly a spiritual warrior when it comes to God.
Yes.
Yes, she is.
Amen.
And I'm not
Amen.
just boasting or bragging because she's here every with me Saturday. She has showed me what type of woman she is. And I want to give a shout out to Earl. If he's
Earl,
watching that
Earl
video.
Conti.
That's her manager,
Earl
husband
Conti.
slash. So,
Hey, Earl put some good stuff on Facebook.
Yes.
yeah, so what I want to say, I read something, for those who know that I'm not a guy that deals with quotations and verses, but I read something when I was in the bathroom. You know, we do go to the bathroom. So, and those who like reading books, and what I read something about God will be in your darkest. And for those who are watching us around the world on YouTube channel and live on Facebook, God has been in the darkness of darkness in every person's life. I want to say something to those who are charged up, those who are energized, those who are people who are walking in the faith, those who are struggling, those who are on the side of the bed, those who are sitting in their couch and playing with their phone and strolling because of me and Dr. Rock doing something that is powerful. God will be with you in everything you do.
Yeah,
So
right.
that's it. So we
Right.
want to thank you, Pam Renee
Yeah,
Smith.
thank you, Pam. Yeah, definitely thank you for calling up and giving us all your views and just to keep on doing you. That's what you do. Nobody can
Yes,
stop
yes.
you for what you do. Nobody stopped me in life. I did everything on my own.
Yes, you did.
I didn't need no one. I
You
need no one to help me out.
Go ahead, say it again.
I did everything on my own.
Say it again. They didn't hear you.
Actually, I did it when I say I did it on my own.
Say it again.
When I say I did it on my own, I meant God had did it for me
Come
because
on.
I don't have nothing without Him.
Come on.
You remember?
Right, that's
Because
right.
I'm nothing without Him,
Okay.
and you're nothing without Him.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, so I want you
All
to
right,
know
So
that.
you hear that, Pam Renee?
Yes.
Eddie Holmes is ready to call y'all.
Well, tell them to call us
Okay,
then.
yeah.
We ain't worried about it.
Yeah.
Tell we here. Bye-bye.
All right, talk to you later.
So, Dr. Rock, ladies and gentlemen, this woman, I texted her last week. I said, Dr. Rock, you are amazing me with your passion. And I am seeing the growth of you as a radio personnel in the city of Philadelphia and around this nation. For those who are Dr. Rock fans, look at the development this lady has grown side by side with me. And we have been here since a year and going on our second month. And we need to tell our audience that those who still don't believe, me and Dr. Rock see a big vision, a big tunnel, a big light for both of us to help the humanity children, to help senior citizens, to change the way we feel about black people in America. Me and Dr. Rock is formulating something, a chemistry, and we truly believe that God has placed his hand on this radio show.
Yes. But we do believe, I know we definitely talking about that, the subject of Jacob at the time where.
Go ahead, Dr.
Where
Rock.
the cops did with the, you know, we can't just judge, because like I said, every cop is not bad. I have cops in my family who are wonderful cops. I mean, and they are for the community, they are for you. And they are, so every cop is not bad. But what happened to Jacob, what happened to George and Brittany, it's just a sad situation because it doesn't have to be that way. You know, and I look at it as if there were another color, would they have done that to them? And that, to me, that's just unfair of what's going on. You know, it's a way to, when he got locked, when they walked him around the car, it was a way to stop him or whatever you wanted to do before you shot the man in the back 7 times.
7 times.
7 times, and that, to me, that was terrible, because that could be your kid, that could be somebody's husband, somebody's husband actually, somebody's uncle, somebody's cousin, somebody's father. So, you know, you just got to think these are human beings, okay? They're human beings. And if you are working and this is your job to arrest, you have to learn and get some training on how to arrest, because, you know, that's not the key. If you're I know a lot of cops are probably going scared because the way things are, but don't practice it on people that's not, don't practice it on people doesn't have anything, you know, all they're doing is going to the car, and you're doing it in front of the children. Don't you think those children are going to have some kind of mental capacity about that? They know what happened to their father. They've seen it happen to their father. So you got to think about what those kids was in that car, and you could have hit one of the kids too during that accident. So my thing is, you know, this world, that's why we need to get out there and vote. We have to vote for change. We have to get these guns off the street. We have to get a politician who cares about us. A politician who cares about not himself, not selfish, not thinking about, I'm just thinking about me, or just the wealthy. He got to think about the middle class, the poor, and the wealthy. To me, that's a president. Okay, so this is why we need change. That's why we need to get out. That's why I stress to y'all about voting. Voting is very important. Get out and vote, because we have to, because this is coming up soon. November 3rd was like right around the corner. If you didn't register, we talked about that, where to go to register. If you need to, get out, you need somebody to take you, you can call me up. I'll give you my number. Call me up. I'll take you to vote. And if you need it by mail, I'll help you, get the mail, whatever. Because I'm going to put my number out there just so you can call me or Showtime to help you out. You can call us on Saturday morning at 484-477-6348. Again, 484-477-6348. Different ones might need help of getting out and voting. Different ones might need help of how to get to the polls, or how to get the mail, for them to vote by mail. So we're here for you.
Wow.
Me and Showtime is here for you from Philly Hot Radio. Just want you to know we are.
I want to piggyback what Dr. Rock said, outstanding presentation on that, how important it is for us to vote. A lot of people have watched the development and what we are talking about. We are trying to build a powerful statement, but the only way that we can conquer together, that we must learn how to unite. The only way that we'll get the new generation is excited. For those who have watched CNN News last night and how the impact up in Washington, the impact of Black Lives Matters. We have watched the new generation have gauge and knew walking the plank and not being afraid. It's the old way. It is not working. I have watched some of the elected officials in the city of Philadelphia and other cities. They sit on the sideline or afraid because the Democrat Party and the Republican Party, if they speak against their own party, they're afraid that they will run somebody to take their job. It's not an office for them. It has become a job in health coverage. Even in the police, it's not the police fault. It's not the elected official fault. It's not the religion leaders' fault. It's the community that must stand up and be accountable for what's going on. If you watch, everybody got a window, a door, a cell phone, a camera. We have to come out. Stop hiding inside your home. Stop looking on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter just to be newsy, but then you're afraid to tackle the real issue. We must vote on November the 3rd, 2020. Stop looking at Showtime the Hype Man, Dr. Rock. We are trying to build a movement of the new generation in every city across this great nation. It is time for the old way to sit down and allow something new.
Yes, yes. We tied it all away. You heard Showtime. So we want, we need new. Definitely. And I want to talk about the Kyle Rittenhouse, the one that shot the protesters.
Okay, go ahead.
Now, when he shot the protesters, did they shoot him in the back 7 times?
Yes, they did, Dr. Rock.
No, they did not.
Okay.
This is the one that shot the protesters.
They walked right by him.
Yes.
Wow.
Now, call up if you would like to talk about that. About, that was terrible. He shot, and he actually was a Trump supporter who shot some of the protesters. So my thing is, even with that situation, he just came out and just started shooting them, and I think one died and one didn't.
Wow.
And to me that's sad because, who is the one that's sending the violence out? Who's the one that's perpetrating violence then? If he did this, who's the one that's doing all the violence out there?
Boom. Philly
Hot Radio.
Good morning. How are you? This is Double D again.
Hey, how you doing, Double D? What's up?
How's everybody doing today?
Good, good.
I wanted to talk about the young man who shot the protesters. And it's mighty funny how he's running down the street with an assault rifle. Then after he shot the man, he walked down with his hands up, and these cops just went right on by him like he didn't even exist. And for the police force commissioners to say, they had such tunnel vision on trying to contain the crowd and everything else that they didn't pay him any mind. How could you not pay an armed citizen carrying an AK-47 or R-15 walking down the middle of the street with his hands up? Obviously, he knows he's done something wrong, and y'all go right by him? Really? And like I said, they shot the brother 7 times in the back in front of his kids.
Yes.
So this thing is well past out of control. I mean, really.
Now,
and these cops know exactly what they are doing to us. And they know that they're not getting any type of punishment for it whatsoever. So if you shoot a person, an individual, this is my stance with the cops. Not all of them are bad. A lot of them are good. But the good cops are even scared to turn the bad ones in for the fact that they may get shot on the job by accident, so to speak. You follow me? And lay them down to rest. But my piece is this. If you do anything with a gun, unregistered, and all the above, you should get automatic 10 years. If you kill somebody, you should get life without parole. Simple as that. You had no business carrying a gun. We need some serious gun laws enforced on these books in every city across America. Until that happens, then maybe something to change.
And
Then we need to raise, and then we need to raise the price of these bullets.
Yeah.
You know, it only costs you $19 for a box of bullets. A lot of people don't know that.
Right.
Okay, that's less than what it takes for me to take you and all of us to lunch or dinner. Okay, this is so that they can kill folks with these bullets. It's a ridiculous thing. The prices of them bullets need to go up just as well. And that way, like Chris Rock said it years ago, when I get my $10,000 together, you get me a bullet, and then I'm gonna shoot you. You see what I'm saying? But as long as they're as cheap as they are, my goodness gracious, they got bullets all day long. You go to these crime scenes, they shooting 20 and 60 times at some of these crimes. I mean, really, that's a lot of shells.
Hey, Double D.
Sir.
This is Showtime the Hype Man, along with my co-host, Dr. Rock. I want to ask you a question real quick, because the phones are really
ringing off the hook.
Ringing off the hook right now. And we are so grateful for everyone that's calling. This is a touchy situation, and I can hear your passion, and you always been a man. Okay, yeah. You always been a man that speaks value about what's going on in your own community. But Mr. Double D, I want to ask you a personal question. Why are you still have a drive to see change in your community? Because you see, like me and what me and Dr. Roxy, why is the old leadership still running the Democrat Party in the city of Philadelphia and the Republican Party? We're seeing these old men and this old style of politics are not investing in the new generation, a new way. I'd like to hear your comment.
Yeah, well, you know what? Because like you said, they're afraid of losing those jobs. They got in those jobs. They've been sitting there comfortably, like you're saying, collecting a check. You know, they sell us a bunch of dreams, and they don't come through with none of them. You understand what I'm saying? They come in our neighborhood only when it's time to vote, and then they sell us a dream, back and get in their office, and they fall back to their neck crack. They have no intention of doing anything that they say that they're going to do. We need brand new leadership, some folks that's going to get in there, stand up to the word that they gave to the people, and do what they said they was going to do. It's real simple math.
All right, Gary, we thank you so much, Double D. We appreciate you calling up. We just have so many callers today. Thank you so much.
Indeed. Love and respect to both of y'all.
All right. Now, Philly Hot Radio. Callers, thank you for calling in.
What's the phone number?
The phone number is 484-477-6348. Again, 484-477-6348. I know it's a great topic that we were just talking about. We were talking about Jacob Blake, who got shot in the back 7 times, and we were talking about Kyle Rittenhouse, who shot 2 protesters, and he ran down the street with a rifle, and nothing was done.
Nothing?
Nothing was done. At the time, I mean, he was just walking so calmly. He put his hands up and he was just walking so calmly. Now, my thing is that, it's a shame that we living in that type of world, that is color, because we know at the end of the day, I tell everybody, everybody thinking color, and it's not about color, because we all, under God's eyesight, we all are human. We all bleed the same color, red. So my thing, when people act like that, it's about color and they act racist. To me, I don't know what world they living in, because racist, that shouldn't even be in our society. It should not be in, at all, because God is not pleased. Believe me, he is not pleased. If we don't see the coronavirus, that he's getting mad and angry at things that's going on in this world, y'all got to wake up, because this is why these things are going on, and we have to wake up and understand that things are not right. Things have got to get better. People got to get better. Stop this racism. Show more love. Get the right president in there. And I'm going to say it on, I don't care if I say it on the Philly Hot Radio. I'm going to say it because I'm on it.
Say it.
I'm going to say it because I'm on it.
Say it, doctor.
We have to we have to work and get a new president, because a president that's going to care about us, care about our values, care about what's going on in this world, care about our children, care about their future, care about these children killing each other, get these guns off the street. And I'm telling you, the candidates that we have now for, that I believe is going to help. They're going to help do this and going to help us. Hold on just a moment. Philly Hot Radio.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Sound like you up though. That's good. That's one thing. That's great. You sound like you up, Sharon.
I know. I've been listening, and one of the things I want to say, it's crazy because racism is alive and well,
Yes,
and
it is.
sadly, it's not going anywhere. But one thing I'm learning is that a lot of people who you thought were on your side or were your allies that are of another race, there are a lot of those people who their racism just came right out with all the stuff that's going on. Because number one, I'm going to talk about the shooting of Jacob Blake. There's no way that had that been a non-African American person, that would have happened that way.
Right.
And also, they're talking about this kid, so-called kid, Kyle Rittenhouse, that was able to go and walk through a crowd with an AR-15 and kill two people and shoot off another person's arm. They're referring to him as a kid. No, he's not a kid. Refer to him as a thug, like they would if that was an African-American person who did that.
Right.
And so many people I've seen that are making excuses for him. People even have a GoFundMe account. That's
GoFundMe
crazy.
account. Oh, wow.
Yeah, to help him. And another thing I want to talk about as far as new leadership in the city and state, wherever. One of the things is it's not enough for people to talk about wanting new leadership. They got to be about it. They got to do stuff. They, get out there and run. Put your name in for a write-in. Have people write your name in, or at the polling places. But you have to have somebody available.
Right.
You have to have people to challenge. You got to get people to challenge these other people, and also call your politicians and hold them accountable.
Yes. Sharon,
Make them work for their money.
Sharon, we really definitely appreciate everything you're saying, because I agree with everything you're saying. We have a lot of callers today, which is wonderful. We hear, people trying to get through. But I just want you to know I agree with everything you said, and you're right. True colors come out during this time. People's true colors do come out, how they feel about other races. But to me, it's like a sad situation, because like I said, at the end of the day, we all are God's children. We all are one color.
I just want to say one thing. Since so many people are calling, also have people post their comments in the comment section.
Yes.
That's another way. So.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much, Sharon.
All right.
Bye-bye.
That was Sharon. She's a co-host fit-in for when Dr. Rock and I'm not here. We want to thank Sharon for every week that she has participated with every topic that we talk about. So we are so grateful for having her as a true supporter, a true fan, and a true organization team with us. Team Sharon, we thank you so much. For those who like to call in, we know that a lot of people are calling today. The phone number is 484-477-6348.
6348.
For those who are watching us on Facebook Live and YouTube channel, the only way that me and Dr. Rock can build a large audience. Here go Dr. Rock.
Philly Hot Radio.
I got a system for me to call in. This is Eddie Holman III.
Hey, Eddie Holman III, what's going on, my brother?
How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm sorry about calling late. I had a rough treatment in dialysis, and I was a little beat up yesterday, and I overslept. I apologize.
That's okay.
Well, we definitely apologize but we want to thank you for calling up, and what shows, no matter how your treatment got you, God has allowed you to get up. God has allowed you to still dial the number. You have showed as a black man that anytime you go through stuff that you got to get up. The only way you beat sickness, that you still get up and do what you got to do, and you have done that.
Right.
For those who don't know who this man is, his family, his father, and him has been in the music business for a long time. So let me ask you a question. I know you having health problems, but we believe in you. We believe what your father has done, and each and every one of y'all that is watching us. So, we see that you have a new album already, right?
Yeah, I recently dropped a single, and this is for the interlude to the full album that'll hopefully be out this spring.
What allowed you to keep being in the music business? Is it a trademark? But for those who know, what song did your father had a #1 hit? What song was that was?
Hey There Lonely Girl.
Oh.
Say that again. Hey There Lonely. A lot of people thought the Delphonics sung that song.
I'm trying to get the...
Why did people thought the Delphonics sung that song?
Well, because of the high register voice, they thought it was a group. But what people don't know is when you hear the background vocals and the harmony, that was done by the great Valerie Simpson.
Wow.
Hey there, lonely girl.
When you hear the sound of Philadelphia with the high voice, my father is the originator of that sound because Poogie, Ted Mills, and Russell Tompkins used to come to the Uptown and watch my dad in copy style. And Russell Tompkins will tell you, hadn't it been for him seeing my father on the Georgie Woods Canteen 17 show, he would not have become a singer. So my dad originated that whole style early as 1964 with a record called This Can't Be True Girl. That started that Philly sweet high voice. And even before Gamble and Huff got MFSB, all those musicians were at Frank Virtue's with Weldon McDougal first. And my dad and Barbara Mason were the people to really blow the Philly sound into the orbit.
Let me ask you a question. This Showtime the Hype Man along with Dr. Rock. We are truly honored and grateful to have you and your father, little rest in peace. What can me and Dr. Rock do to keep black music and all music, mainly in Philadelphia, because we found out the old people want to control everything when it deals with music, when it deals with politics, when it deals with entertainment. Me and Dr. Rock is trying to break through. Go ahead and speak, sir.
We as black people have to do what you're doing. We have to start our own media outlet.
Yes.
Control our resources and control our art. Because see, back in the day, blacks controlled the radio. We had the Georgie Woodses, and we controlled and broke our own music. And we have to get back to doing that if we're going to stay alive, you know, in the mainstream.
Right. Wow.
I said that me and Dr. Rock has a black radio show. And we're the only one in Philadelphia can do what me and Dr. Rock is doing. We can have anybody to call us up. But because the other big radio shows are controlled by the other people, because we are black, we shouldn't have to struggle when it's over 5 million people in Philadelphia as blacks. Around the world, black entertainment is dying. Pamela Renee Smith, keeping entertainment alive, is having a telethon to raise money, awareness of where did the black music power with radio station, records, CDs. What are you doing? Because you have a lot of knowledge, even though you have difficult days.
Right. Well, I'll say this. The problem with black entertainers and the black community in general is that we want to be accepted by others opposing accepting ourselves. We want to be stars so bad that we will sell our souls for the other side. But we got to collectively leave that system, band together and just do our own thing, celebrate ourselves and support our music. If you go back in the day, see, Mainstream didn't accept Motown and black people.
Right.
We put it out, we supported it, and they came and wanted to come over to us. We just had to make them come to us. We're the originators and creators. Whatever we create, they try to take. We created rock and roll, we created hip hop. And we get bored and we keep creating, but as we create, we have to keep.
Excuse me, can I get your name again? Because our audience is listening. What is your name again? We want to make sure they get your name.
Eddie Holman III.
Say that again.
Eddie Holman III.
Herman Sir.
Herman, the third. What I heard. Okay. No, you know what? Back in the day, music was the best music to me. Anything. Back in the day where you listen to, you know, the love music, the fast music, to me, all that was wonderful. Because now, a lot of times they have the music now, they don't realize they bashing women in the music, they bashing men.
See, music has been taken over by our adversaries. See, they put out negative images, and they put out negativity so they can keep their jails populated. See, back
Come on, brother.
Yes.
there was a message in the music. We have to put the message back because these kids are lost. That's why they're shooting, because they're getting the wrong images and the wrong messages. And our adversary knows that they can do that by not being finger pointed and it look like they're doing it. And it looks like they're doing it. It looks like we're doing it to ourselves, but we're not, because the media has the control to show that image, which is subliminally killing the kids and making them do what they do. We got to take our households back. We got to take our music back, our culture back, our kids back. Men got to be men. Fathers got to be fathers. Got to be mothers, and we got to do the damn job.
Right, because you know, I mean, my thing is with the music now, the kids, you know, a lot of times they mimic what's going on, and the way they dress or way, you know.
They mimic it was
yes,
going.
they do.
They're taught values.
Yes.
They worship money. They're taught in the house to worship money. We got to stop putting the value on the money and putting value on the resources.
That's right.
The channels what the money represent.
Well,
see, my kids, you know, aren't in the music business. I have a son that's an electrician. I have another son that's a manager, and I tell them, you have to control your resources, keep them in your community, and build your community with your resources, and not sell your soul for a quick buck.
Right,
because
right.
that quick buck isn't resources. It's just junk money. Junk money is not going to last, and it's not going to put you in position.
That's right. So, you know, we have to go because we only have a few minutes before we leave the show today. But I want to ask you, can you just tell the audience if they would like to contact you about information about what you're doing?
And he has some CDs for us,
and you have CDs, and could you do?
You can reach me on www.facebook.com, Eddie L. Holman III, or you can reach me at SCOOCH.
Okay.
SCOOCH BUG423 at gmail.com. That's my email. And I also donated 3 to your cause to anybody.
We got 3 CDs.
All right, wonderful, wonderful.
Okay.
Well, we thank you so much for calling up, and you keep doing the wonderful things that you're doing. Keep that music, you know, that's beautiful, you know, that you're doing that positive things that you're doing. So we thank you for calling up.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Eddie.
God bless you all, and I hope that
God bless you too.
Bye-bye. Hi, that's Eddie. Philly Hot Radio.
Philly Hot Radio.
Hey, good morning. I just wanted to make a comment.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Are you ready for me now?
Yes, we are. We ready for your comment.
Okay, first of all, I'd like to say good morning, and I'd like to say good morning to Mikhail. I've been knowing him for a long time, and I just want to commend him for his work.
For a long time.
Go ahead. Thank you so much.
Yes.
So go ahead.
That he has continued to do within the community. And I know they've been what's going on in the communities with the crimes and everything. You know what? I can barely hear. I may have to turn him off of Facebook. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning.
Am I on the Facebook show?
Yes, you on our show
Yes, you're on
live.
the Facebook Live. You're on Facebook Live and you're on
Good
YouTube.
morning to
YouTube all around the
Mikhail.
world.
I've been knowing him for a long time, and I just want to commend him on the work that he's doing in the community.
Yes, very good.
And I also wanted to thank you both for bringing awareness to what's going on in the community. But I know we have a mounting amount of problems in our communities, from legislation to our representatives, city representatives, state representatives, community representatives. We have a lot of problems, and we can't jump on everything, at one time. I think collectively, if we can get together as a people and just start in our neighborhoods and try to reach one person at a time.
Yes.
It is just heartbreaking, and how young men are being killed. My girlfriend's son was murdered 2 weeks ago, and she called me today and said that her cousin was killed. She was driving through Germantown in a boat. They was doing a shootout, and she got shot, and she was an innocent person. And I think before we try to handle all these other problems, we need to start small in our own communities, collectively join together the people who really want to see a change. And we got to go door to door. And the Muslim leaders, the Christian leaders, the Jewish leaders, the Jehovah's Witnesses, it's a time for everybody to collectively come together and join as one, because if we don't come together as one, we're going to keep falling individually until every mother in the United States is going to lose a child to gun violence or some type of violence. So we just got to come together and stop. This is my community, that's my community, and nepotism and cronyism. I've been known Hell for a long time. Since he's been 16 years old, he's been walking the streets. And I commend him for his perseverance, for continuing to march on, and regardless of what people say, regardless of the accolades or responses that he get, I commend him for that. And I hope that other people will follow in his footsteps, join in with him, and together we can make a difference. And one more thing I want to say before we close. I definitely think the Philadelphia Housing Authority need to evaluate their situations, because a lot of times these kids grow up in these projects and they stay together from babies, teenagers to manhood, and they form a gang, they form an alliance with one another. And I think that they need to go into these projects and start moving people around and break up all this, closeness. And, we got to start somewhere so we can see some changes, because if we're scattered all over the place, we'll never see a change. We got to start small so we can see a big change. And God bless you guys, and I hope that you guys will get the support and the help that you need, and I love you, and you guys have a blessed day.
Thank you so much for all you said, definitely.
Well, thank you. This is the time that Dr. Rock get a chance to say her closing, and then I'll go behind Dr.
I just want to thank everyone for my supporters. I'm looking at a lot of supporters that listen to the state radio station every Saturday. Thank you so much. We have a lot of good topics coming up. Next week we have some more good topics. Just, take for whatever we say to you, do it, because I'm telling you, it will be things will happen better for all of us. Not just one person, not just color, for all of us. So to make everything better, the most important thing that we talk about on the show is voting. Get out to vote. If you're not registered, we told you about the register. You can call 411, I think it is, and to see where you go to register at. Also, if you need people to take you there to the polls, I'm always willing. I got my hand up. I'm always willing to help out. So is Showtime, the hype man, because he's very, very hype. Right, Showtime?
Yes, I am. Yeah, that's a natural gift.
That's a natural given thing for him. So we just thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I thank you. That's what I want to say, and I'll see you next Saturday.
Okay, well, before my closing mark, and I want to thank Dr. Rock for outstanding. Before we go, this is an urging from the bottom of my heart, because I'm a spiritual person. The young lady touched me when she bought the projects So for those who've been watching us, we need all the support to post this show on your YouTube channel. Tag this to anyone you know. For those who are on Dr. Rock Facebook, those who are on my Facebook. The only way that me and Dr. Rock going to get stronger, that we get a bigger, larger audience so some people can see this lady talent. This lady is talent.
And so is Showtime. You
And I just want everybody to know that we're going to support Dr. Rock and everything she do, what I do. My name is Showtime, the Hype Man on Philly Hot Radio. Whistle while you work. We will see y'all next Saturday. Bye-bye.